welcome to episode 9 of Rigor Mortis Paranormal. Tonight we have a witch and an evil little girl in a park. A ghost sings to a baby. A child sees his deceased grandpa, and more spine-tingling stories of the unknown. I am David, this is Robert and Jasmine.
Hello.
Hey guys.
We got some great stories tonight. What do you think about the lineup, Jazz?
I read a few of those beforehand, and they were pretty scary. I don't know. I can't concentrate.
She had the beer right up to her mouth. She was just about to take a drink.
Espérate. Un momento, por favor. They're awesome, man. That one that was talking about the singing baby, I was looking at that one. Then we got a Brownfield story.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. From Brownfield, of all places.
Yeah, I read the story, and I did a little bit more background stuff on not only that story, but other parks. It seems like we reached out to another fellow Brownfieldian, or however you want to call him, man. You know, that's a tight-knit group, too, because people that I guess had to work out in the fields. I mean, I guess I would, it would intrigue me if I ran into somebody else that was a migrant worker also. Yeah, I got to ask them the same questions, man. You know, you have any pockets on your jeans?
Yeah.
But that was cool. The other one with the grandfather also, that one is, here we go again, another grandfather story.
And it's weird because that was just like the last episode where right after they lose somebody in the family, then somebody hears or sees the person that was deceased.
Exactly. I wonder if that's, okay, you're that broken up, and obviously you are. You lost somebody you love very much, and you're that busted up, and inside you're hurting, and you know, you're just so emotional. We talked about this before. Does that bring on any kind of I don't know if it's more if you're seeing things or if it's really happening, or to me, I like to think that whoever's coming back is just letting you know, hey, they're doing okay, everything's fine, like we said before.
Like a final goodbye.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, just the right way, the proper way. Maybe they didn't get to say, you know, make the peace or just didn't want to leave it like that. They just came and say, hey, I got to say bye better. Or maybe to bring comfort. Yeah. You know, because how many smiles would that bring to a face? And it's still sad, but that's an interesting story also.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, Jazz, I wanted to ask you, she met Eddie Garcia.
Gonzalez.
Oh, oops. Eddie Garcia.
Sorry, Mr. Gonzalez.
Sorry, Gonzalez. This dude doesn't know nothing of my work.
Well, I wasn't sure either. I was like, I don't know who.
Hey, who is it? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's how I found out who it was. I was like, oh, I know that song.
Man, I don't know. I should know, I guess, right? Or something I should know.
I mean, we've had quinceañeras and stuff where they play it all the time. That song's always on.
It's one of the popular quinceañera songs.
Well, it's actually. It's a pretty big song in the Tejano world, man. I mean, just especially when it was getting big in early 90s here in San Antonio. But the guy's huge, man. And
yeah, he was really cool too. Like that.
Pretty down to earth.
Yeah, he was. At first we didn't want to bother him. It was at a bar right here, so
he looked real down to earth, man.
He was. He started singing. Get a private concert for us.
Man, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But
y'all don't have to pay the big bucks for it either. Huh?
I know, and the beers were like $2. So.
Oh Lord, what were y'all doing?
Lone Star, of course.
Lone Star beer.
But I got super drunk off of just those $2 beers, and
well, yeah, when they're only $2, you can drink a whole bunch of them.
Oh, I went up to him and I was like, "You don't got no ghost stories?" I'm like, "What the fuck?"
He looked at me like, "¿Qué?"
Somebody get this lady something lighter, right?
Get over it. Oh my god. The two girls that were sitting by him were like, I'm not so stupid.
Mom pulled that actually at the liquor store. Hey, here we go. At the liquor store, I'm just go in, pop in and get the tequila real quick. And man, they're probably thinking, man, these guys are winos, man. Run in there and there's like, oh, what am I talking about? That man, see, that just happened today.
Oh, today.
Yeah, the liquor was Friday. This one was today. I went in to get the beer, and nobody's even asking nothing, right? The lady's just asking for the $13.97 or whatever it was, and she's like, oh, I gotta get this beer. My husband's recording. I'm like, oh, please. And the guy, okay. There's some people, you can tell, you can ask them, and there's some, the lady's just chewing her gum looking at mom. Yeah, $13.97. And the guy's just, busy, and he's like, yeah, they're doing a podcast, and it's called Rigor Mortis Paranormal, and I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh, please don't say, because this lady doesn't look like she, doesn't even know what paranormal means, man. And she's like, oh, they give ghost stories and stuff. Really? $13.97, please. And I was just like, pay the bitch and let's go, man. I gotta get home, you know. But mom was trying though, man. She was trying, but like they weren't interested.
Speaking of stories, man, I think I got my first bad star this week on driving Uber.
No, man.
Yeah, you know what? I was driving this lady, and well, I say lady, she was a young girl, but I was driving on 1604, which is the big loop in San Antonio. It's also known as the Death Loop. You know what?
Where were you at?
Man, I was far. I was like in Chavano Park.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But I was
nice.
Anyway, the reason why it's called the Death Loop is because everybody drives crazy and they drive fast.
It's like the San Antonio version of the Autobahn, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Except we got shittier cars. Yeah.
And shittier drivers. Yeah, you know what? Everybody was doing 80, and the speed limit there was 70. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I'm doing 80.
75 in some parts.
Yeah. Well, not in the park we were at. Well, actually, in the park we were at, it might even been 65.
Okay.
But we were driving 80. But it's only because everybody else was. So I'm doing 80, but my vehicle is a decent one. It's got decent suspension, so it feels nice. Feels like you're doing, you know,
Smooth.
60. You know.
Yeah, marshmallow ride. Yeah.
But I think somehow she saw the speedometer and that I was doing 80. I don't know how she saw it because honestly, and I don't mean to be mean, but she had one eye pointing in one direction and the other eye was pointing in the other direction. So
She was like, this guy's swerving everywhere.
Is there even a driver? I can't see a driver.
that's what I'm saying. Either
I
that.
can see the scenery on both sides, but I can't see.
I don't see a
that's
driver.
messed up.
So it's possible maybe she thought I wasn't there too. I don't know.
Y'all
But
send me an Uber driver with no driver. Come on, guys, that's unsafe.
I don't know. But
Oh, man.
I don't know how she saw I was doing 80, but I think she did because she got real quiet. You know, we're talking about the day or whatever, you know, nice weather and the normal stuff. I'm trying to be real nice. But I did notice she got kind of quiet, so I'm like, this had to come from her, man. I know she gave me the bad rating. I got this one thing that said, comment about the driver, and it said safety.
There was none.
Yeah, no. I didn't see a driver.
What?
I wonder why.
I would give a star to one star to the driver, but there was no driver.
I couldn't see one.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
That's horrible.
Honestly, she probably did think you were like swerving in and out of
I don't know, but I was like, I was driving normal. I swear I was, really. I don't know. It was, I think that's my first bad star. So I'm like,
man, that's terrible.
if I pick her up, well, I'm not going to pick her up again. Or if I do, you know what? This time I'm going to drive real bad. That's
Faster.
horrible. I'm trying to pop wheelies in my Suburban.
Man, just close your eyes and relax.
I don't know. I heard someone talking to me. Then they disappeared.
That's horrible. Yeah, we are bad.
But I guess it, like on someone like that. But you said you could rate them too, right? Just to be spiteful,
Yeah, but
fucking man.
you know, but see what
I
I
didn't
do-
like the way she was looking at me.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
she would only look at me with one eye at a time.
Should have. Oh God, no.
That's horrible.
I don't like the way you're eyeballing me, lady.
That's horrible.
Yes. Pobrecita, man. She's probably.
Poor girl.
Oh, she don't
But you know
listen to this.
But she gave me one store, so you know what? I don't
Hey.
care.
It's gonna happen. You're never gonna get that perfect driver. Sometimes, I mean, most of the times it's kind of cool that you do get them, but you always have that one asshole that's.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, man, that's...
And then too, was she old?
No, you know what? She was in her early 20s, I'd say.
What?
I think she told me she had to be at work at 10. I dropped her off at 9:40, I think. So I made it in plenty of time. So I thought I was doing good by doing 80 miles an hour, but apparently not. So.
I didn't have to be here. Yeah, she probably hates her job. You got me here early.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's what she was mad about. I don't know.
Oh man. Well, you know what, fellas? Let's get to this. Who want to go first?
Man, don't matter. Whichever we want to do first.
Y'all want to hear my Brownfield
Yeah,
story?
you know what? Let's do Brownfield, man. I'd love to hear more about Brownfield.
Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Wait, I can hear the fan, but
Oh, the
I'm not
fan's
feeling no air.
Yeah, the fan's on.
Shit. I had the fan cooling down my private parts, man. I'm sorry, fellas, man.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off right now. Here we go, man. My bad, no air, cause
Just for a little bit.
yeah, like it was blowing the stench up in the air. No, I'm sorry, fellas, man. Yeah, it was pointed right at my ass, man. I'm sorry, fellas, man.
Was it
Yeah.
pointed in two different directions? No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah, just keeping everything dry, you know. This next one, it's written in apparently there's a haunted park in Brownfield, Texas called Coleman Park. I never heard of this place.
Yeah, I don't remember that park
I don't
either.
remember even us going to a park when we were in Brownfield.
Well, we went to Fields. That's it.
There were no slides down there, man. Okay, this next story, it comes from Marcos from San Angelo, Texas. He writes, excuse me.
It's all right. You hear the dog in the back, too.
I know. Those are my dogs. I'm sorry.
They're good dogs, man.
Are they really?
Yeah, he's always there. And then the lady next door is kind of a pain in the ass, man. She cut our illegal cable wire that we had out there. And I think that bitch did it on purpose. So our dogs were barking at her, so yeah, hell
You know
yeah.
what? You should sue her, man.
She had like in the gate, there was like a little crack in the gate, and she called the cops on us.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the dog's snout was in her yard. I
Oh,
guess.
my
Man,
God,
yeah, the cop
really?
was all gun-ho too. You know, she has every right to blow that dog's head off.
He was like, I could have shot him. I was like,
yeah, his
clearly.
nose is just
Oh my
you know,
God,
yeah, the
really?
cop was
Yes,
just
I was
that.
like, clearly he
Man.
wasn't doing anything because you
Totally.
didn't shoot him. Like,
Did he roll up in y'all's yard? I mean, like, roll on the ground and point his gun at y'all as soon as he got here?
Maybe a rookie, but he just had his gun on his hip, man. Just hand on his hip, ready to rock, man.
We
Just
didn't
like-
let him inside, so he went around the fence to make sure I put him on a leash.
Oh, my
And he had the
God.
flashlight shining.
What a
everywhere.
queer.
I was like,
Oh, my
Just that's what I'm
God.
saying, man. Yeah, he was just ready to rock, man.
Yeah.
You know, just like making sure he had his third gun in his shoe and everything. You never know if I need it. Yeah.
pepper spray.
What is he? Yeah, no, this lady has every right to shoot him and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I could have shot him. I saw his snout in this yard. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Not dishing cops either. I know all
Yeah, no,
the
no.
bullshit that's going
But
on
they're
right
also-
now.
they're
That
just-
guy, I was
but
like, my
there's-
baby Karloff is not even aggressive at all.
No, actually, the cops are cool. There's just always that one bad apple or somebody that just they're rookies or
Honestly, it doesn't help either because my dogs are pit bulls. So
Yeah,
That rep
everybody
that
got
they
a
have.
bad rep. Yeah, so.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, anyway, yeah, she did cut her cable. Yeah, goddamn wires. The only
Cut
one
your
to get
illegal
on the
cable
back.
line.
Ours is the only one that you can tell too. Everybody's got theirs like it's nice in the back, except ours. You have these two wires, and it looks like like I wonder where those go, and I wonder where they're coming out. You can see right there where they're coming out, man.
They got
So-
vice grips holding the wires together and stuff, and it's like all
is that
like
normal?
I know, totally obvious.
But hey, we got cable though, baby. Anyway, this one comes from Marcos from San Angelo, Texas. He writes in, "Hello, RMP crew, Rigor Mortis Paranormal." Yes,
There
I
you
like
go.
that. I was listening to episode 5 where you mentioned y'all work in the fields of Brownfield, Texas. I too was a migrant worker. Okay, then. Yeah, we were migrant workers, man.
Yeah.
I, too, was a migrant worker in Brownfield, Texas. Back in the late 60s. My hourly pay was 70 cents an hour. Wow.
man.
Okay, man.
That was worse than us. We got paid $1 an hour as minors.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
Well, I was born and raised in San Angelo, Texas, but me and my wife worked the fields during the summer also. Well, I don't know if you're aware of the hauntings in Brownfield, but Brownfield has a park called Coleman Park. It was established in the 1600s, and supposedly a few years after the park was completed, the locals went to confront an alleged witch. They chased her to a section of Coleman Park where they hung her from a tree. A few years later, a little girl was climbing the same tree the witch was hung from. Well, the little girl was pushed off the tree and broke her neck. Now you can see both of their ghosts walking around the park at night. Some people say the ghost of the little girl has been seen walking the less traveled trails. Some locals have reported running into the little girl on those trails. One report said one poor teen ran into her on the trail. The little girl had dark sunken eyes and was wearing an old-fashioned dress and a very pale face. The teen asked if she was okay and if she was lost. The little girl asked the teen if she wanted to join her club. When the teen asked what club, the little girl said the Live Forever Club. All you have to do is climb that tree and jump. Well, the teen answered, "I'm not doing that. I could kill myself." The little girl said, "It only hurts for a little while, then you can live forever." "No," said the teen. The little girl said to her angrily, "Fine then, suit yourself." Then the little girl turned her head, exposing a protruding spine from her neck. Wow. The teen ran out of the park as fast as she can. Brownfield has other local haunts. I will write in another time with those stories. I hope you can use this story. I just thought you guys would like it, being fellow Brownfield migrant workers. Thank you. I enjoy your show very much. Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that's a good one, Marcus. Man,
I didn't know there was, like, I don't even remember there being parks, like we said. I mean, that's crazy, man, in Brownfield. I mean, I'm sure there was. The fact that somebody else actually found us that worked in Brownfield, that's pretty crazy.
What are the chances?
Yeah, it's
Did
a
it
tiny
say what
town.
tree it was from? Like, what specific tree? That'd be cool to go and...
Oh, I know,
I
right?
don't know if they have a specific tree on that one because it just mentioned her being on the untraveled. I guess they have trails that lead off to nowhere there. I guess it's pretty big. I actually looked at some pictures of it and it looked more like a trailer park. That's what it looked like. But I think what it is just a camping ground where you can pull in your camp. And gear and stuff, but they have all this stuff there, and supposedly they made a big deal because it looks kind of cool. They have like a water park there. They have slides and stuff that are coming down. And it was like a big deal. I can't remember what year they put that one up.
A slide?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the water slide
In Brownfield?
That's what I said, Dave. I said the same thing, man. Like where we were watching the movies that were about 3 years old that just gotten there. Now they got a slide. It's
Hey, didn't you say also that it's not Dry County anymore?
We were talking about that earlier when I was doing the research. Man, how long was it Dry County?
Wow.
Dry County means you can't buy no beer, Jazz. You can't buy no beer. No alcohol.
all over again? Why?
You just can't. There's some counties that were like that, and the only place you could drink, they had a beer joint there, but that was the only place that you could drink. You couldn't drink outside of that. You got busted, you get ticket, or even arrested.
So if you brought in beer from here?
They would bring it in from Lubbock, basically. You know, because I think that was all the ones around it, the surrounding counties, were Dry County also.
I would not survive in that town.
Yeah,
The thing that I found interesting about that was he mentioned that park was established in the 1600s.
Wow, I didn't even know Brownfield was. Well, I'm sure it was Brownfield at the time. But,
I don't know if that's correct, and I really got to do a little bit more because I did do a little research on that. It basically said something of that nature, but the oldest park in Texas is here in San Antonio, the San Pedro Springs.
What year was that, though?
It was established in 1709, but what it says here is there was a Spaniard explorer by the name of Alvar Nunez Cabeza de Vaca. It was de Vaca,
Cabeza de Vaca. Okay.
Okay, so he was here, and they claim that he may have camped at the San Pedro site in 1535, and if that is, it would make it the oldest known park in
the state.
In the region, North America, because the San Pedro Springs is the oldest in Texas. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't understand what it says that it's.
That is weird, yeah.
And not only that, San Pedro Park is haunted also, by the way. They claim to have, and they don't know why. There's two ladies that walk those paths that they have. I guess like the walking paths, whatever they have.
Let me guess. Are they whores?
No. They were just.
That's what came to mind.
I know. You just think that because last episode it seemed like everybody was. I mean,
what are you doing walking the street?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it says they're just two ladies dressed in 19th century garment, and they're just walking together. Another one though, here we go. I don't know if this one's so cliche because it's Native Americans also that they have seen running around there, but supposedly the same area of San Pedro Park, they had Native Indian raids and Native Indian massacre, but they claim to hear and see Native Americans walking around and running around over there. And then there's another one where they claim that supposedly at one time there was a school across from San Pedro Springs across the street, and they could see kids playing and screaming and having a good time. That's what they say, and I'm reading from that. But y'all know what the oldest one is?
What's that?
In North America? It's Boston Common, supposedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Boston Common is the oldest one, and that one
I can see that though. I mean, that makes sense.
That one was established in where's my notebook? 1634.
You lived over there, right?
Yeah, well, close to Boston. A little town called Worcester is how you pronounce it. Worcester, but it's spelled Worcester. So you would naturally think Worcester, But when we got up there, like, no, it's Worcester.
Your son, who's doing the schooling down that way, he would probably know about the Common. That's what they call it, the Common.
Right.
That area is like one of the oldest parts in Boston. It's all old, of course, it's Boston. So, but supposedly, one of your favorites, Jazz, they had the witch hunts, the witch trials.
Oh man, yeah.
Salem.
Yeah,
Salem.
And we were asking about that particular tree. They do have one there. It was like a huge elm tree where they hung witches there, and they claim to see the witches, and same thing that they're hanging and they're walking around over there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine because all of like the innocent lives that were lost there too. Like,
exactly. So they didn't have nothing to do with nothing, but
they're guilty.
Yeah,
They're witches.
What is someone like they put you in like water and they like
if
this?
you float.
Yeah, they put like a 500-pound rock on you. Yeah, if you come back up, you're a witch. If you don't, then
sorry.
Yeah, not
Sorry.
even that. Then you were a decent person. I'm like, either way,
He shouldn't have been accused.
Yeah, it's lose, man.
That's the thing too, right? If you don't like somebody, you just accuse their ass, man. See that fat guy?
That's what
He's
it
a
sounds-
fucking warlock, man. I'm like, shit.
That's what it sounds like, honestly. If you don't like somebody, yeah, just accuse them. That's it.
I think I did a lot of ass kissing back then.
That's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, because we have several here too. Going to the Native Indians, we got Comanche Lookout, and I hope one day we can get into detail with that one with the shadow people, and they hear whispering and things of that nature up in Comanche Lookout, San Antonio, Texas. Another one, but another park people go to, and I guess we're gonna have to do one on parks also.
Didn't you have a story about that, Jasmine, or do you care to share that with us?
Oh, the Comanche Hill?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or if not, that's okay.
No, yeah, I'll tell it. It's funny.
It's a funny story. It's not.
So there was a lot of nights where we just didn't have anything to do, so we went to Comanche Hill. It was pretty dark, but if you go after hours, you can get a ticket for being in there when it's parked. So we went around to the back, and anyways, we parked our car across the street at the elementary school, and we were walking up, but we hesitated. It was me, my boyfriend, his best friend, his girl, and my sister. So we
what's
were.
the name of this boyfriend of
Yeah,
yours?
I wonder who's that.
Oh, this is Kory.
Kory. Oh.
Our graphic guy.
Is that our graphics guy?
Our
friend.
graphic.
Anyway, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
But we had went there, and of course we were being girls, and we were like, I want to go up. Honestly, like, it's scary, but I've never witnessed anything scary there. The scariest thing about being there at nighttime is like, oh shit, there's gonna be somebody hiding in there. They're gonna try to kill us or something, whatever.
It's a really dark area.
Yeah, and it's not.
trails,
It's all wooded. There's like fucking not trenches, but the little things we.
Oh yeah, the boulders and the rocks and stuff. Yeah, you can
twist your ankle. And
Yeah.
anyway, so we were up at the very beginning. We were like right at the beginning, and Kory was drinking a chocolate milk.
I thought you were getting real.
Oh, I know.
It's gonna be a mad dog.
It was not a beer. It was a
Kory
chocolate
had
milk.
himself a 40 of malt liquor.
When he was drinking the good stuff.
Tell you the truth, I don't even think I think it was a strawberry milk. He finished it, but without us knowing. We were in front, and he threw the drink behind his back, and all we could hear is it landed in the trees behind us, so it sounded like ruffling behind us.
Yeah.
And one girl screamed, and she slapped me on my back really hard. So I screamed, and I turned around, and I really see everybody running to the car. Well, my sister doesn't make it off the curb. She dives forward, and she skid through her pants, and her knees were all bloody.
Oh,
So we had to walk her back to the car.
I'm trying to get away, but somebody, like a war story, they put her, run!
I couldn't go home without her, so I had to go back for her. But
That place it is trippy though, Jazz, because they got so many trails up there. But you're right about those boulders, man. If you step wrong, man, you can twist your ankle or something.
yeah, you gotta
worse.
take a light out there because like the ground's not even, and if you go too far off the paths, which everybody does, so you know what I mean. So
Y'all didn't catch anything?
no, we actually went back up. We left Jacqueline in the car because she was like, "Go on without us."
Just go.
And we were like, well, we came out here, so we left her, and we just went like maybe a little bit in and came back out.
That's a super cool place though. I think we've all been. I wouldn't have been there during the day.
It is creepy, no doubt.
I've done it during the day, hike with the family and stuff. Yeah, it was nice. I mean,
It is, yeah. Man, there's no way I'd go at night, man. I'd fall in one of those.
at night's a little,
Yeah, I'd be stuck there till the morning, man. Just the park ranger would be laughing at my ass, man. Let me get a winch. What do they call it? Cherry pickers for the motors, man. Hold on, we have it out in the jiff. But that's a good one from Brownfield. Thank you, Marcos, for that story.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
It brought back some old Brownfield memories
Yes,
too, man.
very much. I like that one.
Do you want to go into the Eden?
Oh yes,
story?
that's a good one.
That's cool. Let's talk about the Eden story, man.
Okay, this story comes in from Eden from San Antonio, Texas, from here. She says, it was the day of my dad's funeral. I had got home with my kids about 10 p.m. All of them were asleep except my 2-year-old son, who was lying there wide awake, asking me, "What's wrong, Mommy?" As tears just kept rolling down my face, I tried to comfort him and assure him that Mommy was okay. He points across the room and says, "Who's that, Mommy?" I tell him, lay down, and I don't think much of it. A few seconds later, he sits all the way up with excitement and says, "Oh, Mommy, it's Grandpa, it's Grandpa. Bye, Grandpa." That was the first time and the last time my son ever did that.
That's pretty cool. You know, it's like we talked about before again, like with the grandpa stories. I mean, and it just so happens to be the kid's grandpa again. Why is it always the kids?
Yeah, you know what? I looked into that a little bit, and it said, I guess this is a scientific proof or
explanation for it?
Reason. It says kids' brains are proportionally larger than adults. They're 135% larger, and they have more. That's what it says.
Wow.
They have more of a vivid imagination and extended brain functions, and they're able to shift from one brain wave to another. So it's difficult for them to like distinguish the difference between. Ghost and
we go back to how a child is innocent. Well, then, like you said, having a bigger brain and all that, they're more susceptible, I think, to pick up things faster than we do as adults, especially if we're more rational about things.
Yeah, that's another thing it says they don't really think about it until their parents or adults keep telling them, hey, ghosts aren't real, or whatever they tell them. So,
and most times, like us, we believe in ghosts, obviously, and then I think most times we don't subject our younger children to, especially when they're that small, because we don't want to scare them. We don't tell them, unless it's about the kukui, for them to get their ass in bed because they're tired.
Ryan knows all too much about kukui.
But I have that feeling that's why that happens a lot more. Again, they're innocent children, and they don't actually know what's going on. So a lot of times you get evil. Not that I'm saying, Eden, this is actually a really nice story. I think it's more of a comfort story than anything else. You do have those ones where they turn more into a demonic or something like that. Like, especially when there's children. If there's children involved, that's something that, of course, we all wouldn't want that. But, demons, they're liars and they're untrustworthy. They just want to be known and do evil things and even take over physical possession of a person. What better way to go to an innocent child? These are just things that I'm sure we all know as growing up and just hearing things and watching certain movies. We all know the same thing.
I got a quick story about this house and my kid.
Oh, yeah, the house you're living in now. Okay, well, which is where we're recording. We're recording at Jasmine and
there's been a lot of unexplained things going on in this house.
Sorry, I'm grabbing the beer salt here.
grab it.
But well, my baby boy, he's 2 right now, and he knows about the kukui because I tell him, hey, don't do that. There's a kukui over there. But I don't think he really knows what it looks like, and he really doesn't talk much about like ghosts or anything. This is about maybe last week. My husband went outside, and he came back in, and he slammed the door, and it didn't close. So he went back and he closed it again, and it didn't close. So he ended up doing it one last time, and it still didn't close. So my brother came over there. My brother and my nephew were right there. My brother came over there and he closed the door, and it closed just fine.
Wow.
Yeah, and Kory walked away from the door, and Riot was right there looking in the direction of the door, and he had his toys all around him. Riot's my son, by the way.
Yeah, as I say, Riot.
Yeah.
And his name is Riot. Is R-O-I-T.
Yeah,
oops, wrong way. I'm
R-I-O-T.
Yeah, Riot. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
R-I-O-T.
We got people calling him Brian or Ryan.
Brian.
Yeah, Ryan. Brian.
Oh, sorry, guys.
But,
just tell him, sit down there and just shut up and be fat, Rob.
But Riot had all his toys around him, and but still he was looking at the door. He was looking at the direction of the door, and Kory walked away. My nephew was like, "What is he looking at?" And Kory was like, "I don't know." He didn't think much of it because I don't know. He just really didn't think much of it. And Riot walked up to Kory and was like, "Oh, Dada, I look at Kukui. And Kory was like, "What the fuck?" Like. What's going on? And so he didn't want to go back to that area. And my mom, she loves buying stuff from yard sales. If they look like they're old, she'll buy it. And she had this old looking doll, and Kory was like, well, trying to get more information out of Riot. Well, where is it, or what's going on? Riot was like, the kukui's in the doll. It's in the doll. So,
oh my god.
Where's that doll?
I have no idea.
Y'all still have
Hopefully Mom sold it.
I'm gonna say you stop buying stuff from garage sales, man, because that's scary, dude.
No, man, I'm serious. We'll be passing by, and you know how here in our city, when we have something to get rid of, and I don't know if it's everywhere, I know it's here, we just had what's called the bulk items you can put on your, we have the brush, which is, what is it, your...
City.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drunk ass. Your brush, your cut cut limbs and other things like that. You could
like
put
tree branches or
Okay, and you can put that on the front of your house, and you have the city comes by and picks it up. It's like once or twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the bulk. The bulk is the items that you don't want in your house no more.
like dressers.
There you go. Old tables, whatever you have.
Sofas,
Yeah. You just can't put chemicals and stuff like that in there. Okay. My wife has a tendency when we're driving, man, and we'll be passing by something like, "Look, that's a good table. It just needs a leg." Or, something just, and I'm like, it's just more shit. I'm like, no, hell no, we don't need that.
And
Like,
usually we end up getting rid of the same table the next time. The bulk comes around.
yeah, the bulk gets in there. So, isn't that the table? Yeah, that's the. But I tell her, I don't know how to get her to stop doing that. So, and I know she knows about haunted items cleaning on things, haunted
objects,
cleaning
yeah.
on. Yeah, okay. So I tell her, you don't know what you're picking up from that. You really don't. And you think that stops her? No.
If it's not a brick of gold, then don't pick it up.
Yeah, like, well, I
Not worth
can't
it.
see nothing really on there. There's no ghost. I'm like, how the fuck you gonna see a ghost? You're not. So yard sales, like, I'm kind of with on those because I love yard sales.
You can find some great stuff, but
And you don't know
gotta
what
be
you're
careful.
buying though.
Yeah.
And this is like everybody, but I do love the yard sales. Just you don't know what you're buying. Also, you don't know who you're buying from, and that's weird too. Because Ryan is a very intelligent kid. Now the little guy just like he started speaking early, like you can understand what he's saying now. I mean, it's not precise, but it's what gets me is because just him seeing stuff like that. To me, I'm like, yeah, he's seeing something, So and then this
Yeah,
house too. But
crazy.
I think in this house, Jazz, what it is, it's well, he said the cuckoo went in the doll, so I don't know about that. And then so we have more than one, but I know like the other stuff that we have here is, I don't think it's really violent or mean. It doesn't mean to be. I think it's just something that, because I think this house is haunted also.
Yeah, I think this house is haunted, and I started thinking more about it, and I was like, it probably didn't come from the doll, but because he's a kid, it probably took on that maybe
Right,
form or something.
yeah.
I honestly do believe this house is haunted. I'm up almost every night until like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and-
Oh yeah, I guarantee you, I wake
crazy.
up in the morning and I still see him. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
crazy.
and I'll hear stuff, and I'm sitting in the living room watching a movie, and this is maybe like a month ago, and I heard somebody set down a cup on the counter, and it wasn't like the house creaking or settling or whatever. It was like, it's a familiar sound. I know that sound. I hear it all the time when somebody just sets down a plastic
A
cup
plastic
on
cup,
the...
like, bloop, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Wow.
heard it, and I was like, oh, well, maybe my brother's awake, so I got up real quick to see it. And nobody was in the kitchen, so I was like, oh, so I ran back. ran real quick back to the living room.
Jumped under the car. But no, because but it's weird because like even in where we're at now, where we're recording this, I've been sitting on that. I have a recliner in here, and I'll be sitting out there. The door will be open, and I'll be watching TV in my room. Well, my door's wide open, and I have actually thought, like from the corner of my eye, I see someone passing through. I'll leave the light on sometimes over there, just so I don't know, we just leave it on sometimes. But it isn't only there. Also, one of my favorite places in the house is the kitchen, and from that one.
Why is that your favorite place in the house?
I know.
I would have guessed this is the toilet or the restroom.
That's
The
second.
restroom.
But when I'm in the kitchen, we have this bar that have these like.
Oh,
you
the
can-
shutter. It's
yeah,
like a
close it
window leading out to the...
to the living room.
yeah.
Yeah, and you can open those shutters and you can see whatever's on the other side. And yeah, it's the living room. But I have had those open, and while my face is buried in the fridge, when I come out, I do see, and it's always that spot I've seen a lot also. Same thing, same place. It hasn't hurt anybody. It hasn't.
Yeah, it's not... Yeah, it's not...
I don't
trying
think
to
it's
hurt,
anything
yeah.
malicious, or I think it's just something that's may have been here before, so that maybe like being here.
Right.
But it's nothing bad,
Yeah, the desk that's in that area, in the living room, I always go to that desk and I try to avoid looking into the kitchen. I'm like, I know I'm going to see something. I'm just not going to look up. Like, and I can feel, like, I feel something, like another presence watching. I don't know. I know it sounds stupid, but I can feel
No,
it.
but I mean,
like,
you
looking
have that.
at
Yeah,
you.
that's one of those things. I haven't been really afraid, but I think I would freak out if I did see something. Yeah, I'm sure I would. Like I said, there's nothing, and I know there's these times where you can actually talk to them. Like a demon, you can't talk no sense into, but like a person who's haunting, you can actually tell them, look, I know you were here first. I know you like being here. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But please do me a favor. Don't scare my children. Don't scare my grandchildren. If you can do that, you're more than welcome to. You want to, my grandkids freak out. Just don't do that.
I heard a story years ago, exactly like that, where some lady said that she moved into a new house. It was her husband, and her kid. And she saw a shadow person. She was freaking out, but she realized after a while that it wasn't really trying to do her no harm. And she told, like, you can stay here. You were here long before I was. Just don't mess. Sorry. The dogs are.
That dog has been going crazy all night, man. And we know you probably heard it in past episodes, and we try just to be professional about it and edit them out. But there are times like today where you just can't.
They'll let us know when somebody's breaking in. Though,
they're good dogs.
Yeah, well, the lady, she said, like you were here before I was, just don't appear to my baby and don't fuck with us. You can do whatever you want, just don't try to hurt us or whatever. But I hear things about people too, like you just gotta watch out, because even if you say like, hey, you can stay, you're inviting them in.
Yeah, right. And that's true too. And that's we go again back to the demons who play on. They're devious. That's just straight up devious, and they are intelligent also. That's another thing too. Now, if you see your walls bleeding and the kids elevating and stuff like that, I don't know if you can ask them to leave.
Yeah,
so you may need
upside down.
You may need professional help on that one, but
don't let them stay.
Y'all need to leave, man.
Another thing, totally off subject that we're just talking about. Have you noticed how many times we've popped open a beer today?
Oh yeah.
In earlier episodes, we were kind of
uncomfortable.
Yeah, we're really uncomfortable with it. We're like,
press pause.
Yes, hold on, I need to pause this right now. Yeah, we're right in the middle of a story. Like, I gotta do it.
By episode 9 already, we're like, what the hell with it? You're just popping beers open left and right. It's like, okay, so we're all drunks.
It's just something about like drinking a beer and doing this show to make it bearable.
It kind of comes hand in hand.
I was counting off. Man, we drank a lot of beer today, boy. Anyway, I'm hoping we can finish off this. We have one more story. It's the Santa Ana story.
Santa Ana, guy from Santa Ana. That's really cool. Yeah, it was nice to hear something from somewhere else for a change. As a matter of fact, too.
Santa Ana, California, for y'all.
Who don't know where Santa Ana is. So anyhow, I'll go ahead and read this story off.
All right.
This story is from Ruben from Santa Ana, California. So this story reads: This incident took place a few years ago in the house I was renting with 2 friends, my girlfriend, and our new baby. A little background before I get to the incident. I had taken over the lease from my girlfriend's parents about a year and a half before this particular incident. My girlfriend had lived there with her family for years before this and had told me stories about hearing footsteps when no one was home, doors opening on their own, etc. It was an old house built in the mid-50s, so I dismissed this as an overactive imagination and the events as settling of an old house. I didn't have any experiences in this house until my girlfriend became pregnant. Then things got interesting, to say the least. I started to feel like I was never alone. I would hear footsteps in our hallway, which were old hardwood floors when no one else was home. TVs were turned off and on randomly. Most of these incidents were few and far between, so they were easy to ignore or chalk up as the mind playing tricks on me. As her pregnancy progressed, so did the frequency and intensity of the occurrences, coming to a peak after our baby was born. Things would start to go missing, then turn up in weird places in a short time period. Thumps and bumps in the night, rustling blinds, the TV would turn off and on while we slept. All pretty spooky, but again, would come few and far between. It was easy to forget about it and shrug it off. One night, a few months after the baby was born, my roommates, a friend, and my girlfriend and I decided to hang out in the backyard patio while our baby was sound asleep in her crib. Our rooms were next to the patio, and the wall facing the patio was basically a wall of windows, so we could clearly see into the room and crib. We also left a baby monitor at the foot of the crib in case the baby woke up. Everyone in the house was out back, with us sitting around the table. After some time, the table was full of conversation and laughing with the baby monitor sitting quietly in the center of it all. Then suddenly and abruptly, everyone went silent, and every eye went to the monitor as we began to hear a woman's voice on the monitor. It started out lightly, then became more clear. My blood went ice cold. I looked to the face of my partner, and she was white as a sheet. Everyone was frozen for what seemed like minutes, which was actually just a few seconds, listening to the voice over the speaker. My wife and I shot up at the same time, dashed into the house, and ran over to the crib. Our baby was there, sound asleep. I ran and checked all the doors and windows and every room and closet. The house was locked up and empty. We turned off the baby monitor to discuss the event in private because frankly, we both felt terrified and crazy about what had happened to us. We both agreed that it sounded like there was a woman singing softly to the baby. I went outside and spoke to our friends to get a second opinion. Without any suggesting or prompting, they said it sounded like someone was singing From that day, our child was always in the same room with us. We never heard the voice from the monitor again, but things did get worse. So much so that I contacted my great cousin, whose husband is a deacon in the Catholic Church, and put us in touch with a couple who specialize in paranormal exorcism within the Catholic Church. It all seemed very surreal at this point, but had gotten very direct and started to really scare us, especially for our baby's safety. It all seemed really ridiculous, but at the night of the exorcism, in quotation marks, for lack of a better word, we never had any other issues or experiences. We haven't really told anyone about this other than some close friends and family because it sounds crazy or made up, but it's all true. It is definitely a story my daughter will love to hear when she's older. Thanks for the podcast and for taking the time to listen to one of the scariest moments of my life so far. Ruben.
Oh, thanks,
My
Ruben.
God, that's probably one of the most
That's
craziest.
crazy. Could you imagine hearing...
Like, it went as far as having to get an exorcism.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's the thing too, is because they went that far. Obviously, I
was
wish he would have got into more, because at the end of it, he was talking about they never heard the woman again, but he said things got worse. I wonder what he meant. I wonder how bad they got, what exactly happened, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
And the way he makes it sound, it sounds like where they were at, the house, or maybe something like that.
Well, maybe they didn't hear her, but she was still there. I mean, obviously, where did she go, you know?
Yeah.
Her presence was still there, and it was probably still strong. It was
Yeah.
just too crazy.
Well, to get a deacon, to have the deacon actually suggest that they go and get these two people who perform the exorcism.
Do an exorcism? That's crazy, man.
And that's
like,
the
to
thing.
go that far.
Well, that's the thing now, because remember, okay, we all watched The Conjuring. We've seen those, what was it? I mean, before they all got big, I remember reading books and only hearing about the Warrens.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
They're the pioneers of the paranormal. They were actually some of the first ones that came out. I know there was others before them, but like Ed and Nancy. What was it? Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah. Talking about Sid and Nancy.
Yeah, no. Sid and Nancy.
No, Ed and Lorraine Warren were the pioneers. Okay, going back to what we were talking about. Back in that day, like, let's say, remember when The Exorcist came out? That was a true story. It actually was based on a true story.
Right.
And I think that happened somewhere in, I don't know, it was the 50s or 60s, something like that. But back in the day, you would have to have a priest or ordained priest come out and do the actual exorcism. Are things getting that bad that now they're getting people who perform these rites, but they're not, not a priest or someone who's ordained or something like that? Ed and Lorraine. I'm sorry, Lorraine. Ed and Lorraine
I
Warren.
don't know who Nancy is.
Nancy Sputnik from from Sid and Nancy. That's what I'm thinking. I'm so stupid.
Sid Vicious. Sex
I don't know
Pistols.
how I got them confused, man.
Well,
It's stupid.
I'm the same way. I hear that too.
But okay,
Only
but
the
saying
bag of
that,
chips,
he's saying that they had to go get two people to perform that. I remember us growing up when we would hear stuff of like an exorcism. It was performed by a priest or ordained minister or something like that. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just wondering if things are getting so bad that now they. They have
They're more
emergency
common?
people. Yeah, they have. Well, now we
Yeah.
got to use folks that are, and maybe they are ordained in one way or another, but they're not official priests or,
Right,
ministers or
yeah.
something like that. This story was an awesome story. I love
Yeah,
that.
but I feel still like no matter what, to be that scared of something where you're just like, I want to get rid of it.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
and it
You have to call for
when they're
help.
scaring your kid, though, I mean,
Yeah.
that's gotta be that takes it to a whole different level,
Oh, yeah, because you can imagine they were just sitting around and relaxing and having a good old time, and then all of a sudden they hear something like that. I mean, yes, of course it's going to put you on edge. That's your baby. You got to run up there and find out what's going on, and you're like, man, you don't feel safe in your own home. Like, what the hell was that? Who was that? And other people that verified that, man, Ruben, that's a good one. That's scary.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing somebody singing to your kid while you're listening on the monitor,
All right,
it makes you
thoughts,
wonder. It's
and
like,
was that malicious or just like caring mother, maybe?
I would think it'd be caring mother, but at the same time,
What he said about the trick with the
Hey,
ghosters.
that's right, exactly.
He didn't say what kind of song he was singing.
yeah, that's
He could have
right.
been
That's
like-
right. So, what kind of song was it, Ruben? Was it a good song? Was it maybe a nursery rhyme? I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter. I mean,
but even though
it
if he
wouldn't
was
matter.
singing a nursery rhyme or carrying mother's voice, you never know.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
A demon can. I'm not trying to scare these people. I'm going into a whole totally different whatchamacallit. But like we talked about
Right.
earlier, demons are liars and they want to get.
Yeah, they'll play you.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But
but
they
it
did
could
the
be
right
also.
thing,
Yeah, exactly. Because if it was a loving and nurturing mother, maybe they just sent it on the other side. side where it was supposed to be, you know. So that's a good one, Ruben. Thank you for that one.
Yeah. Sure. So again, we love sharing our stories with you guys, and we love getting calls from you guys, just like Ruben sent us today. What's that phone number, Robert, if they want to share any more stories with us?
Our number is 210-901-8666. And mind y'all, that call is 3 minutes. So if y'all are going to leave us a phone recording, make sure if you go over the 3 minutes, that's fine. There's no problem with that. We can edit that. David's real good at that. What we want you to do is call back and say, this is part 2 of the story you were talking about before.
Just continue it, yeah.
There's no problem with that. And again, also, you don't have to leave your full name. You can leave your first name. If you don't feel like leaving your first name, you can make up whatever name.
Bogus name.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us where you're from, but just send them in. We really want to hear them. And what's that website, Dave?
Yeah, that's right. You can visit us online at www.rigormortisparanormal.com, or you can email us at info@rigormortisparanormal.com. Whichever way you prefer to get a hold of us, we'd really appreciate that. And not to forget, we are part of the group,
the Alamo City Podcasts. They have a variety of different things.
They're doing everything in Texas, and they're actually out of San Antonio doing the music scene.
I think they have like food. Do they have food?
But they're doing the music scene basically, actually gear on music, Dave.
Well, they have like crafting.
A little bit of everything. Yeah, I know they got crafting. So a little bit of everything. And again, we're really just kind of promoting San Antonio as a whole. So if you want to find them, just do a search on Google. You can search
Facebook, anything.
Facebook, yeah. Alamo City Podcast. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight. Send us your stories. My name is David. This is Robert and Jasmine, and good night.
Peace.
Bye, guys.